Have you ever pictured yourself retiring under swaying palm trees, warm breeze on your face, and no schedule except your own? If so, you're not alone. Florida's been calling to retirees for decades. But with so many towns, cities, and coastal hideaways, how do you know which one is right for you? Because here's the truth. Not every part of Florida offers the same lifestyle. Some places are laid back and quiet, others are full of energy and activity. You might want a walkable beach town, access to top-tier healthcare, a strong sense of community, or maybe just a place where the golf course is never more than 10 minutes away. Whatever your version of the good life looks like, we've got you covered. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 places to retire in Florida, carefully chosen for their beauty, cost of living, amenities, healthcare, and that special something that makes each spot unforgettable. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's take a virtual tour of where your next chapter could begin. By the end, you just might find the perfect place to call home. And hey, if you enjoy this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone else dreaming of sunshine and simpler days. Let's jump in. Starting with number 10. Number 10. Ocala. Imagine waking up to a quiet morning in horse country. The sky is a soft gold, the air smells like earth and pine, and somewhere in the distance, a few hooves clip the ground. You step outside with a cup of coffee, and it's still, peaceful. All you hear are birds, and maybe the faint shuffle of a neighbor heading out for a morning walk. Welcome to Ocala, a place where the pace slows down, and the beauty of the land speaks louder than any billboard ever could. Located in the heart of Central Florida, Ocala is home to just over 65,000 people. It's not a beach town, it's not a sprawling city, it's something else, something quieter, more grounded. Here, you don't rush, you breathe, you reconnect, and you get more out of every day. One of the biggest reasons people choose Ocala? Affordability. While much of Florida has seen real estate prices skyrocket, Ocala remains one of the most budget-friendly retirement destinations in the state. The median home price here hovers around $275,000. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center averages just under $1,200 a month. And with no state income tax, your retirement dollars stretch further, without sacrificing quality of life. Job-wise, it's not a hub for high-paying industries, but for retirees, that's part of the appeal. The economy leans into agriculture, healthcare, and the thriving equestrian industry. Ocala is called the horse capital of the world, and it's not just a nickname. There are more than 600 thoroughbred farms surrounding the area, and the local culture embraces that identity with pride. Weather? Expect warm, humid summers and beautifully mild winters. Average temperatures in the coldest months hover in the mid-60s, perfect for strolls, gardening, or a quiet round of golf. And unlike the more coastal regions, Ocala sits inland, offering a bit of a buffer during hurricane season. It feels protected here, safer, more still. Ocala isn't just affordable, it's community-centered. You'll find weekly farmers markets, art walks, music festivals, and neighbors who actually wave as they pass by. The downtown square still has that small-town charm, with cozy cafes, antique shops, and a restored Marian theater that glows warmly at night. People smile here. Not because they have to, because they want to. Nature lovers, you're in for a treat. Ocala National Forest is just a short drive away, with over 600 lakes, rivers, and springs to explore. You can kayak through crystal-clear waters, hike under towering pines, or spot manatees gently gliding in the shallows. And if you've never visited Silver Springs, where glass-bottom boats float over ancient underwater caves, it's an experience you won't forget. Want something uniquely Ocala? Spend a Saturday at a local horse show. Even if you're not into riding, the experience is captivating. The smell of fresh hay, the quiet intensity of competition, the elegance of the animals. It feels timeless. Like you've stepped into a different kind of life. One where beauty and discipline meet in silence. So why do people love living in Ocala? Because it gives them room to breathe. Because it feels safe. Because life here isn't about impressing anyone. It's about living well, simply. It's a place where nature still leads the way. Where your dollar stretches, your neighbors matter, and your mornings are yours. If you've ever wanted a retirement that's peaceful, affordable, and grounded in natural beauty, Ocala may be calling your name. Let's keep going. Number 9. Clearwater. Now this one's for the sun chasers, for the beach walkers, for anyone who's ever stood at the edge of the ocean and thought, I could stay here forever. In Clearwater, forever feels possible. You wake up to the sound of waves and laughter. There's salt in the air, seagulls overhead, and the promise of another bright, sunny day. You toss on sandals, grab your sunglasses, and in 5 minutes, you're walking along one of the most beautiful stretches of sand in the world. This is life in Clearwater. Perched along Florida's Gulf Coast, Clearwater is part of the greater Tampa Bay metro, but it has a vibe all its own. About 117,000 people live here, enough to offer energy and diversity, but not so many that you feel lost in the crowd. It's one of those rare places that blends beach town charm with real city convenience. When it comes to cost of living, Clearwater sits somewhere in the middle. The median home price is around $390,000, more affordable than places like Naples or Sarasota, but higher than smaller inland towns. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center typically rents for $1,600 to $1,800 a month. And remember, there's no state income tax, which helps balance things out. The local economy is built around tourism, healthcare, and the service industry. But even if you're retired, that means plenty of opportunity for part-time work or volunteer gigs if you're looking to stay active. Plus, Clearwater is just a short drive from Tampa. With access to world-class hospitals, cultural events, and an international airport for when wanderlust strikes. And the weather? Let's just say, if sunshine were a currency, Clearwater would be rich. With over 240 days of sun a year and winters that rarely dip below 60 degrees, it's a paradise for anyone who loves the outdoors. Speaking of outdoors, there's Clearwater Beach, voted one of the top beaches in the U.S. Soft white sand, turquoise waters, and unforgettable sunsets that draw a crowd every evening. Pier 60 becomes a nightly celebration, with street performers, local artists, and a sense of joy that feels contagious. But Clearwater isn't just for tourists. It's deeply livable. There are walkable neighborhoods, friendly communities, and a downtown that hums with life. Cafes, local shops, weekend markets, art galleries. It's all here. You can go days without getting in a car. You can live slowly, intentionally, with the ocean as your backdrop. And if you're wondering what really sets Clearwater apart, it's the energy. It's warm, inclusive, bright. People say hello. Strangers hold doors. There's music in the parks, food trucks by the water, and a sense that this is what life is supposed to feel like. Locals talk about Clearwater like it's not just a place, but a personality, a lifestyle. One woman said, "We didn't just move here to retire. We moved here to live." If that resonates with you, Clearwater might just be where your next chapter begins. Coming up next, number 8, Gainesville. And trust me, this one might surprise you. Number 8, Gainesville. Now, when you think of retirement in Florida, a college town might not be the first thing that comes to mind. But that's exactly what makes Gainesville so special. It's unexpected, and sometimes the places that surprise us are the ones that stay with us forever. Imagine this. You're sipping coffee on a quiet porch. The neighborhood is lined with old oaks, dripping with Spanish moss. In the distance, you hear the soft echo of a violin from a music student practicing down the street. Then, just blocks away, the city hums with ideas, energy, and a deep love for learning. Gainesville is a place where youth and wisdom meet, and that blend creates something truly magical. Located in north-central Florida, Gainesville is home to just over 140,000 people. At its heart is the University of Florida, a top-tier public research school that fuels the local culture. But don't let the college town label fool you. Gainesville is also one of the most retiree-friendly cities in the state. Let's talk numbers. The cost of living here is refreshingly reasonable. Median home prices sit around $295,000, well below the state average. You can find charming bungalows, peaceful townhomes, or even gated retirement communities tucked away in quiet corners. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center averages around $1,300 a month. And of course, there's no state income tax. For retirees on a fixed income, that makes a big difference. Healthcare? It doesn't get much better. Gainesville is home to UF Health, one of the top-rated medical systems in the region. People from all over Florida travel here for treatment. And if you're settling down, knowing world-class healthcare is just minutes away gives incredible peace of mind. Now, what about the weather? You'll find warm summers, sure, but winters are mild and dry. It's less humid than the coastal cities and gets more of those cool, crisp mornings that make you want to take a long walk under the trees. And since Gainesville is inland, it's generally safer from hurricanes, offering a bit more security during storm season. But what really makes Gainesville shine is its culture. This is a city that celebrates creativity. There are film festivals, poetry readings, food truck rallies, and jazz in the park. The downtown is cozy and walkable, filled with local bookstores, coffee shops, and art galleries that feel personal, handcrafted. You'll also find a love for the natural world here. The area is surrounded by some of Florida's most stunning landscapes, from Payne's Prairie Preserve to the crystal-clear springs of Ichetucknee and Ginnie Springs. Just imagine floating down a spring-fed river in the summer, surrounded by forest, the water cool and glassy. And here's something special. Gainesville isn't about keeping up appearances. It's about slowing down, embracing curiosity, finding joy in the small things, like a local bluegrass band playing at the farmer's market, or watching a play at the Hippodrome Theater, or joining a class just because you can. One retiree put it this way: "In Gainesville, I don't feel old. I feel alive." And that's the key, isn't it? It's not just about having a nice place to live. It's about feeling inspired, feeling seen, feeling connected to something. If you're looking for a place that feeds your mind, soothes your soul, and keeps your heart curious, Gainesville might just be your next home. Up next, we're heading to the Gulf Coast for number 7, Fort Myers. This one's for the adventurers, the history buffs, and anyone who dreams of walking where Edison and Ford once walked, while watching dolphins glide by just off the shore. Let's go. Number 7. Fort Myers. Picture this. A warm breeze brushes against your skin as you stroll down palm-lined streets, the scent of salt water drifting through the air. You pass by a marina where sailboats bob gently on the glistening water. And just ahead, a sidewalk cafe hums with life, laughter, and the clinking of glasses. This is Fort Myers, a coastal gem where history and sunshine collide in the most enchanting way. Tucked along Florida's southwest coast, Fort Myers is home to about 95,000 people. It's not too big, not too small, just the right size to feel both lively and personal. And for retirees, it strikes an irresistible balance. Affordable, charming, and full of things to do. Let's talk about what it costs to live here. The median home price floats around $365,000, with rental prices for a one-bedroom in the city center averaging about $1,500. Compared to other coastal Florida cities, Fort Myers offers genuine value, especially when you consider the lifestyle that comes with it. And with no state income tax, every dollar stretches further. Healthcare is another reason people choose this place. Lee Health and Gulf Coast Medical Center both serve the area with highly rated facilities and specialists. For retirees, that access to quality care, without needing to drive for hours, is more than convenient. It's peace of mind. But Fort Myers isn't just practical. It's a city full of stories. The winter homes of Thomas Edison and Henry Ford still stand here. Beautiful estates nestled in lush tropical gardens. Step inside, and you can feel the pulse of innovation, creativity, and quiet genius. That spirit still lingers in Fort Myers, like the smell of citrus trees on a spring morning. The weather? It's classic Florida. Hot summers, mild winters, and more sunshine than your soul knows what to do with. And while it does sit on the Gulf, the city continues to strengthen its infrastructure to withstand storm seasons. Locals take pride in how the community comes together when it counts. The lifestyle here leans casual, but curious. You can explore the art scene downtown, filled with murals, galleries, and live performances. Or you might find yourself sipping sangria on the riverfront, watching the sky turn orange and pink as the sun dips behind the Caloosahatchee River. For nature lovers, it's paradise. You're just a short drive from Sanibel Island and Captiva, where white sand beaches meet shallow turquoise waters, perfect for shell hunting or dolphin spotting. Lovers Key State Park, Manatee Park, and 6 Mile Cypress Slough Preserve all offer trails, kayaking, and unforgettable glimpses of Florida's raw beauty. And the food. Fort Myers surprises you. Local seafood, Caribbean influences, fresh produce from nearby farms. You might grab a grouper sandwich on a pier, then stumble upon a hidden gem serving handmade pasta and key lime pie that melts like silk. The city has a rhythm. Laid back, but never dull. You don't feel rushed here. Instead, you feel invited. Invited to try something new. To take a class. Join a group. Learn to paddleboard. Or maybe just sit on your porch and listen to the wind rustle through the palms. One retiree described it perfectly. I feel like I finally have time to breathe here. And every breath tastes like sunshine. Fort Myers isn't just a place to live. It's a place to rediscover yourself. Now, if you're craving waterfront serenity without the price tag of Naples or Sarasota, our next destination may be exactly what your heart's been searching for. Number 6 is Punta Gorda. And it's Florida's quiet coastal treasure. Now close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine waking up to the gentle sway of palm trees just outside your window. The sun begins to rise over Charlotte Harbor, casting golden light across the still water. You step outside, barefoot, onto your lanai. The only sound? The soft splash of a pelican diving for breakfast and the quiet rustle of wind through the mangroves. This is Punta Gorda, where life slows down and every day feels like a quiet exhale. Tucked between Fort Myers and Sarasota, Punta Gorda is a small waterfront town with a big heart. Home to just under 20,000 people, it's the kind of place where your barista remembers your name and neighbors wave as they pass by on bikes. It's intimate, personal, and refreshingly unpretentious. But don't mistake quiet for boring. This place has soul. Let's talk about what it's like to live here. The median home price sits around $375,000. But here's the thing. Many of those homes are right on the water. You can find charming cottages, canal-front villas, or peaceful homes in 55-plus communities, all with access to the kind of natural beauty most people only dream about. Rent? A one-bedroom in town averages around $1,400 a month. And of course, there's no state income tax. Punta Gorda proves you can have the Florida waterfront lifestyle without Naples-sized price tags. Healthcare is solid here, too. Bayfront Health and nearby medical facilities offer comprehensive care, and the town's growing popularity with retirees means more services are catering directly to the 55-plus community. Then there's the weather. Classic Gulf Coast, warm, breezy winters that let you sit outside in January with an iced tea and a good book. Summers can get hot, yes, but the sea breeze helps, and so do the endless options to be near, or in, the water. And water defines everything here. The town wraps around the Peace River and opens up into Charlotte Harbor, one of Florida's largest, and most untouched, estuaries. If you love boating, this is heaven. Whether you sail, paddle, fish, or simply want to watch the tide roll in, Punta Gorda offers one of the most peaceful waterfront lifestyles in the state. But the soul of this town? That's in Fisherman's Village. It's the heart of the community, a historic, open-air boardwalk lined with boutiques, seafood restaurants, and live music. Come on a Saturday evening and you'll find couples dancing under string lights, kids licking melting ice cream cones, and the smell of grilled shrimp drifting through the air. It's Florida nostalgia in its purest form. And don't forget the Harbor Walk, a scenic paved trail that hugs the waterfront for miles. It's perfect for a morning bike ride or an evening stroll with someone you love, watching the sky melt into pastel hues over the water. Locals say life here feels like a permanent vacation. It's peaceful, but not sleepy. It's active, but never chaotic. There's a rhythm to it, a simplicity that pulls you in and makes you feel like, maybe this is how life was always meant to be. One resident put it best, In Punta Gorda, the days are slower, but your joy comes quicker. And maybe that's the secret. It's not just about retiring, it's about truly living. Next, we step into the oldest city in America, where cobblestone streets, Spanish architecture, and coastal breezes tell stories you'll feel in your bones. Number 5 is St. Augustine, and it's like stepping back in time, with a glass of wine in your hand. You wake up in a centuries-old cottage with morning light streaming through lace curtains. The distant sound of church bells mixes with the clip-clop of a horse-drawn carriage passing outside. As you step onto your cobblestone street, the air is heavy with jasmine and the faint scent of brewing espresso from the cafe down the road. It doesn't feel like Florida. It feels like Europe. But somehow, it's home. This is St. Augustine, the oldest city in America, and perhaps one of the most magical. Founded in 1565, this coastal town on Florida's northeast shore is like a living museum. But unlike museums, it isn't static. It moves, it breathes. It dances between the past and the present with effortless charm. With a population of just under 15,000, St. Augustine feels cozy, but never sleepy. It's the kind of place where you can walk everywhere, where every street corner hides a story and every local has a favorite legend to share. And while history is the heartbeat here, the cost of living is surprisingly grounded. The median home price is about $425,000. Rent for a one-bedroom near the historic downtown floats around $1,600. Not bargain basement cheap, but for what you get in return. A walkable, art-filled, ocean-kissed town steeped in character, it's worth every penny. Add to that Florida's lack of state income tax, and your retirement dollars go a little further. Especially when you consider the local perks. No need for a car in many neighborhoods, plenty of free cultural events, and access to quality healthcare thanks to Flagler Hospital and several regional medical centers. But St. Augustine isn't just charming. It's safe. Crime rates here are lower than the national average, and the tight-knit community has a watchful, welcoming spirit. People look out for one another. Strangers still say hello. It's the kind of place where your local bookstore owner knows your name and your favorite author. The weather? Mild winters, breezy springs, and plenty of sun. Summers can get warm, yes, but there's always the ocean, just minutes away, to cool things down. And trust me, those ocean sunrises, they'll make you feel like you're seeing the world for the first time. Culturally, this city punches far above its weight. There's the Castillo de San Marcos, a 17th-century fortress overlooking the bay. There's the Leitner Museum, full of Gilded Age treasures. Live music echoes from nearly every corner, and festivals bring the town to life almost every weekend. From Greek food to Celtic dancing, there's always something new, or ancient, to celebrate. Nature here is equally enchanting. Anastasia State Park offers white sandy beaches, kayaking trails, and protected dunes. Birdwatchers will find heaven. So will beachcombers. And in the fall, sea turtles nest along the coast, a quiet reminder of nature's enduring rhythm. But the heart of the experience? It might just be found on a quiet evening stroll down Avils Street, the oldest street in the country. The lanterns glow. The music drifts out from a wine bar. The air feels rich with time. And you? You're not a tourist. You live here. Locals say it often. St. Augustine isn't a place you visit. It's a place that welcomes you back to yourself. And for retirees, it offers something most towns can't. A deeper sense of connection. To history, to community, to meaning. Because here, you're not just getting older, you're becoming part of something timeless. Now, if you're ready to trade cobblestone streets for endless golf carts and a lifestyle packed with energy, color, and activity, you won't want to miss our next stop. Number 4, the Villages, where retirement doesn't slow you down. It supercharges your life. Now picture this. You're cruising along a sun-drenched boulevard in a golf cart, not a car, waving at neighbors as you pass rows of manicured lawns and palm-lined streets. It's 10 a.m., but your day's already in full swing. You've just finished a yoga class at the recreation center. Pickleball starts at noon, and tonight, you're meeting friends for live music under the stars at the town square. Welcome to the Villages, where retirement is anything but quiet. Located in central Florida, the Villages isn't just a community. It's an entire world built around the joy of your golden years. Over 150,000 residents call it home, making it the largest 55-plus community in the United States. But don't let the size fool you. What it offers is nothing short of extraordinary. Everything is designed for freedom, connection, and fun. 3 town squares, dozens of restaurants, over 50 golf courses. And yes, golf carts are not just transportation here. They're a lifestyle. The entire town is crisscrossed with scenic cart paths, letting you ride from your home to the grocery store, the doctor's office, or your favorite tiki bar, all without ever turning the ignition on a car. The average home price? Around $375,000, with plenty of options for every lifestyle, from cozy villas to luxurious lakeside estates. Rentals are available too, but most who come here end up buying. Because once you taste this life, you won't want to leave. And here's the kicker. Everything's made easy. Lawn care, handled, maintenance, covered. You don't worry about the little stuff. You live. Healthcare is top tier. The village's health system is one of the most comprehensive in the country for retirees, coordinated, accessible, and built around preventive care. You're not just treated when you're sick, you're supported to stay well. Then there's the community spirit. Hundreds, yes, hundreds, of clubs and activities. From woodworking to watercolor, ballroom dancing to bocce ball, theater groups to travel meetups. There's even a synchronized swimming team. If you can dream it, someone here is already doing it, and ready to welcome you in. The weather, as you'd expect, is textbook Florida. Warm winters, long sunny days, and summer evenings that beg for a cold drink and a front porch chat. And while the Villages is often seen as a place to retire, what it really offers is a chance to start again. To rediscover passions, to build new friendships, to find joy in ordinary moments, a morning walk, a spontaneous happy hour, a group trip to the beach. There's a vibrancy here that catches people off guard. Because yes, it's a retirement community. But it feels more like a college campus, just with a lot more experience and way better parties. One resident described it perfectly. It's like going back to high school. But everyone is in a good mood, and no one's trying to be cool anymore. There's something profoundly freeing about that. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't see retirement as an ending, but as a doorway into your most energetic, colorful chapter yet, then the Villages might just be the key. But maybe your dreams lean less toward energy, and more toward elegance. Less golf carts and tiki bars, and more sunset cruises and fine dining by the shore. Because next, we're heading to a place where sophistication meets serenity. Number 3. Naples, the crown jewel of Southwest Florida. Imagine this. The sun is melting into the Gulf of Mexico, painting the sky in shades of lavender, coral, and gold. You're sitting on a quiet beach with a glass of wine in your hand, your toes nestled in the soft white sand. A gentle breeze dances across your skin. And just behind you, elegant restaurants hum with laughter and the clinking of glasses. This isn't a vacation. This is your life, in Naples. Naples is where Florida whispers luxury. Located on the Gulf Coast in the state's southwestern corner, this city is polished, peaceful, and profoundly beautiful. It's where the well-heeled go to unwind, and where retirees go to truly elevate their golden years. The city is home to around 20,000 full-time residents, but it swells with seasonal visitors, the kind who appreciate good wine, quiet mornings, and the sound of waves instead of sirens. Naples is never loud, never rushed. It's elegance without pretense, sophistication with a soul. But let's talk about what it costs to live in this paradise. The median home price sits around $650,000, though beachfront properties can reach into the millions. A one-bedroom apartment in the heart of town? Expect to pay about $2,000 a month. Yes, it's pricier than other Florida cities. But Naples isn't about bargain hunting. It's about choosing quality, choosing peace. And for many, that's exactly what they've earned. Florida's no state income tax helps stretch retirement dollars a bit further. But in Naples, the real value isn't just in what you save, it's in what you gain. Access to world-class healthcare, a low crime rate, clean, walkable neighborhoods, and a community that values grace, not flash. The job market here caters to service, real estate, and healthcare. But if you're retired, what matters more is who's moving here. And it's a crowd looking for refinement. Professionals, entrepreneurs, artists, and philanthropists. Naples draws in people who have lived full lives and now want to live well. The weather is classic Gulf Coast perfection. Mild winters, hot, humid summers tempered by ocean breezes. And the sunsets? They're so stunning they can silence a beach full of people. Even the locals pause to look up. Every single evening. Culturally, Naples is deeply rich. The artists. Naples Complex brings orchestras, Broadway shows, and contemporary art all under one roof. There are film festivals, jazz nights, and galleries that line Fifth Avenue South like jewels. This is a town where art is not an afterthought. It's a lifestyle. Outdoors, Naples spoils you. With more than 90 golf courses, it's dubbed the golf capital of the world. And if the greens don't call to you, the beaches will. Naples Pier is iconic for sunset strolls and dolphin sightings. Boating is huge here, so is fishing. And for the nature lover, the nearby Everglades offer wild, untouched beauty, just a short drive away. But there's one experience that defines Naples like no other. Dining al fresco on 3rd Street South, surrounded by twinkling lights and bougainvillea, while a street musician plays something soft and nostalgic. You sip from a crystal glass. Your meal is local and seasonal. You're not in a rush. You feel content, deeply, quietly, joyfully content. Locals say, in Naples, you don't just live longer, you live better. And it shows. Smiles linger a little longer. Conversations run a little deeper. People move slower, not because they have to, but because they want to savor what's around them. So if your vision of retirement includes elegance, serenity, and the kind of beauty that speaks in soft tones, Naples might be your perfect match. But maybe you're longing for something even more relaxed. A place with that old-school Florida charm, where the pace is slower but the lifestyle is rich in simpler ways. Because next, we're heading to a place where bicycles outnumber cars, and life flows with the tide. Number 2. Venice, where every day feels like a Sunday afternoon. Close your eyes and breathe in the salt-kissed air. You're pedaling slowly along a quiet trail, Spanish moss swaying overhead. The warm Florida sun resting gently on your shoulders. There's no traffic here. No rushing. Just the rhythmic sound of your tires on the Legacy Trail and the distant call of seabirds. Later, you'll walk barefoot along the beach, hunting for ancient shark teeth hidden in the sand. This is Venice. And here, life moves to a slower, sweeter rhythm. Tucked along Florida's Gulf Coast between Sarasota and Fort Myers, Venice is a small city with a big heart. About 26,000 people call it home year-round, and many more visit each season, drawn by its quiet charm and peaceful atmosphere. It's the kind of place where neighbors know your name, and strangers still hold the door open for you. Venice doesn't shout, it hums. Affordability is one of its best-kept secrets. The median home price hovers around $400,000, though you'll find plenty of options below that. Especially if you're open to a cozy villa or a 55-plus community. Rent? A one-bedroom in the city center typically lands around $1,500 a month. And with no state income tax, you'll find that your retirement dollars stretch a little further here than in flashier coastal towns. Venice isn't a place for job hopping or career climbing. It's where people go to slow down. Many retirees here enjoy part-time work or volunteer roles. Others embrace creative passions, painting, gardening, woodworking, writing. It's not about how much you do. It's about how deeply you enjoy it. The weather? Classic Florida. Warm winters in the 70s, hot summers in the 90s, cooled by the Gulf breeze. Hurricane season is a reality, but Venice has a solid infrastructure and a community that looks out for each other. Crime rates are comfortably low, and there's a strong local pride in keeping things safe, clean, and beautiful. But what truly defines Venice is its character. The downtown feels like a step back in time. Mediterranean revival architecture, boutique shops, ice cream parlors, and cafes with open doors and sidewalk seating. Every Saturday, a farmer's market takes over the city center. And when the sun sets, the whole town seems to gather at the beach, just to watch the sky change colors. Venice is rich in nature. The beach here is famous, not just for its beauty, but for the fossilized shark teeth that wash ashore, earning it the nickname, the shark tooth capital of the world. The Legacy Trail, a converted rail line, stretches for miles and invites walkers, bikers, and skaters to explore Florida's lush inland beauty. Here, life happens outside. Paddleboarding on the Intracoastal, morning yoga in the park, afternoons birdwatching at the Rookery, evenings spent with neighbors under the stars. It's not complicated, it's not flashy, but it fills your soul in a way that fast-paced cities never could. And then, there's that one unforgettable moment every visitor seems to have. Standing on the Venice fishing pier at sunset, toes over the edge, watching dolphins arc through the water as pelicans glide overhead. The air smells like salt and memory. You don't take a photo. You just stay. Because this is what you were hoping to find. A quiet kind of happiness. People here talk about balance, about simplicity, about having time, real time, to enjoy what matters. It's like the Florida I remember as a kid, one resident says. Only better. Because now I get to slow down and really live it. If your dream retirement is less about status and more about soul, Venice welcomes you with open arms. But maybe what your heart really wants is history, romance. A city where every street feels like a story, and every corner holds the echoes of centuries past. Because now, we've arrived at number 1, the oldest city in America. A coastal treasure that feels like a fairy tale. Number 1, St. Augustine. Cobblestone streets beneath your feet. A horse-drawn carriage clip-clopping gently past. Lantern lights spilling from old stone buildings as live acoustic music drifts through the night air. The smell of ocean mist, orange blossoms, and warm bread from a bakery tucked into a centuries-old storefront. This isn't a movie set. This is St. Augustine, the oldest city in America, and perhaps the most magical place to retire in all of Florida. Founded in 1565 by Spanish explorers, St. Augustine isn't just a city, it's a living storybook. Time feels slower here, not because people are in a hurry to stop, but because every corner is so rich with beauty, history, and charm that you don't want to miss a second of it. Home to just under 15,000 full-time residents, St. Augustine is intimate but far from sleepy. Its downtown hums with energy, but never feels overwhelming. It's a rare blend, youthful and timeless, cozy and vibrant, where old-world elegance meets modern comfort. And surprisingly, it's more affordable than you might think. The median home price sits around $450,000, with plenty of lovely townhomes, cottages, and bungalows available for less. A one-bedroom apartment downtown might cost you $1,600 a month. Not bad for a place where your morning walk might include passing a 400-year-old fortress and ending on the beach. And speaking of savings, Florida's no state income tax once again plays in your favor. Your retirement dollars go further here, especially when you consider how rich your lifestyle becomes. Job opportunities exist in tourism, hospitality, and small business. But this isn't a place most people move to for work. It's a place you come to start living differently. Whether you're volunteering at a museum, running a quaint bed and breakfast, or just enjoying the fruits of your labor. Life in St. Augustine feels meaningful. The weather is quintessential Florida. Mild winters with average highs in the upper 60s, warm spring breezes, and long sunny summers cooled by ocean winds. Hurricanes are a part of life, but the city's centuries of endurance have given it resilience and heart. Crime? Relatively low. Community? Exceptionally strong. But what truly sets St. Augustine apart is its soul. The Spanish colonial architecture, the ancient city gates, the Castillo de San Marcos with its coquina walls standing firm against time. The love for history here isn't just a hobby. It's woven into daily life. People gather for historical reenactments, torch-lit ghost tours, music festivals, art walks, and cultural celebrations that feel like stepping back into another world. Nature lovers will find plenty to adore. Anastasia State Park offers pristine beaches, hiking trails, and opportunities for birdwatching and kayaking. The Matanzas River shimmers in the morning sun. And if you love the ocean, you're just minutes from the Atlantic. But the moment that stays with most visitors is this: standing at the top of the St. Augustine Lighthouse as the sun sets over the ancient rooftops and calm waters. A hush falls. The past and present merge in golden light. And something in your heart whispers, "This is home." People who retire here often talk about how it makes them feel young again. Curious, inspired, connected. It's a place where you rediscover your sense of wonder, one resident said. Even after years of living here, I still find myself walking downtown and falling in love with it all over again. Because in St. Augustine, retirement isn't about slowing down. It's about stepping into a life filled with stories, beauty, and meaning. So whether your dream retirement includes moonlit walks on cobblestone streets, mornings on the beach with a good book, or simply being surrounded by history, culture, and community, this timeless city might just be the one. And now that we've explored them all, from the upscale quiet of Naples to the old-world wonder of St. Augustine, the real question is, which one speaks to you? Let's head into the final thoughts. Florida. It isn't just a place on a map. It's a dream stitched together by sunshine, soft waves, and second chances. For some, it's the thrill of new beginnings. For others, it's finally exhaling after decades of hustle, planting roots where the pace is gentle and the joy feels easy. We've journeyed through 10 of the best places to retire in the Sunshine State, and each one tells a different story, a different version of what retirement could look like. Sarasota, where art meets ocean and every day feels like a soft, beautiful performance. Naples, where elegance whispers in the breeze and life is lived in golden light. Venice, quiet and nostalgic, where the sidewalks feel like a stroll through simpler times. The villages, buzzing with energy and purpose, where every sunrise brings something new. St. Augustine, where every stone, every street, every sound seems to remember and invite you to be part of something lasting. Punta Gorda, peaceful and unpretentious, where the water mirrors your calm. Fort Myers, affordable and alive, offering culture without chaos. Gainesville, brainy but down to earth, where nature and knowledge shake hands. Clearwater, where fun never feels forced and the sunsets feel like gifts. Ocala, tucked away like a secret, but open-armed and generous to those who find it. Each of these places isn't just about climate, cost, or convenience. They're about feelings, about waking up and thinking, "This is exactly where I'm meant to be." They're about morning coffee on the lanai, birdsong outside your window, dinners under string lights with new friends who feel like old ones. And here's the thing, you don't need $1 million retirement account. You just need the right fit, the right corner of Florida that feels like it was made just for you. So, which one was it? Which city made your heart lean forward? Was it the charm of a small town, the hum of culture, or the quiet of open skies? Wherever your heart landed, know this: the next chapter can be as rich, peaceful, and vibrant as you dare to imagine. Thank you for joining this journey. If one of these places sparked something in you, share it in the comments below. We'd love to hear where you see yourself starting over, or finally settling down. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel for more guides, more inspiration, and more ideas to help you live your best life in the best places. Until next time, may your days be warm, your future be bright, and your dreams feel closer than ever.